Welcome to Gaming Fin, your channel for everything related to the gaming industry. My name is Mr. Orange, and today, my friends, we talk about Square Enix. Square Enix, Japanese gaming company, pretty old already, so expert when it comes to JRPGs, but also nowadays they also make some action adventures. But yeah, probably you know the company from Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, etc. So I'm not delving too much into the history of Square Enix. So I think most of you guys know the history about this company. So we're going to talk today about this company from a financial perspective, from the latest earnings. We're going to have a look at the chart, the stock chart, and this is what we're going to do directly. And then I'm checking out some of the upcoming games, give you some ideas what I think about this company. And then at the end of this video, my friends, we will spend some more time and we are going to check out this presentation, the financial results briefing session. So I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a YouTuber, my friend. So if you like my content, comment, like, and subscribe. As you can see here, that's my channel. So I'm growing slowly but steadily. So I have to say I'm very proud that a niche channel like mine, gaming industry and finance, can grow so slowly. All right, so without further ado, I wasted already 1 minute, but I know my viewers are willing also to watch a video a little bit longer. So let's see. Square Enix, this is the Japanese yen stock. So this is the chart in the Japanese yen. I was drawing a Fibonacci retracement. I was saying, well, let's see. So I would say the big bull market in this stock started in 2013. So don't ask me what happened to the Japanese market in 2013. Why exactly then in 2013? Square Enix was going up like that, so I can't tell you. But here also I was drawing some trend line, and I have to say this trend line is steep. But on the other hand, so in 2018 we also had a decline from 5,500 even down to 2,600, so that's almost a 50% decline. And then also in the pandemic, again a decline like this. And then since the pandemic bubble in the growth stocks, I would say we even reached almost 7,000 points, actually, 7,000 yen, and tested the trend line, and now we're up again. So it's very difficult to say, my friends, where this stock is going to go. So I honestly can't tell you if this stock might even fall a little bit or not. So for me, that's very difficult. So obviously I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a YouTuber, information, entertainment purpose only, blah blah blah, don't buy anything. So guys, so I'm also not invested in Square Enix. Do I plan to invest in Square Enix? I personally have to say it's very difficult. Yeah, looking at the chart it's difficult, but also if we're going to check out the numbers, I think it's not that easy. So this is the Square Enix chart on Google Finance, so we can even see a little bit more back to 2000. So in 2000, so that's the maximum. I thought that's interesting to see when this company was actually going on in the markets, going public. And I just wanted to say going online, now going public, of course. So yeah, and then you see there was a decline, my friends, from 73% from 2007 to 2013. So 6 years, a 6-year decline with 3/4 almost down. So that's a lot. And then it came back. So this is not a stock that is like going on pulled like on a line up. So it's a little bit more difficult. And also we can compare the stock, for example, with Capcom over the time. So Capcom is the yellow timeline. So Capcom actually in 2017 went almost parabolic. So you see, Capcom might have been a much better company to buy, to invest in than Square Enix. And here the blue one, this is Nintendo. So Nintendo is also a little bit tricky, Nintendo, but also was running much better. So Sony, if we look at Sony, Sony is more or less the same. So also not really this good and performing. So Square Enix, where can you buy the stock if you're from the US, from Europe? So you can buy, for example, Square Enix in euros at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and then check out if you maybe find an RDR in case you think that's an interesting investment. So I definitely I'm not recommending this stock right now, and I'm never recommending stocks. You know the story, guys. So really take care. take care and really look at the stock much more deeply. So only liking Final Fantasy doesn't mean that it's a good stock. P ratio 1077. That's not too bad, but why is the P ratio so low? I mean, that's also a question we have to ask ourselves. Stock even has a dividend of 2.13%. That's not bad. That's not bad, having even a dividend. So those are the income statements over the year. So of course 2022, we're going to check this out shortly, but overall, if you now compare with 2020, we had net income of 21 billion, and then in 2022 51 billion. So I think this has something to do that they were selling their company parts of IDOS that made the Western games like Tomb Raider, but overall also the revenue actually going up. So this is not too bad. This is something I like. So I have to say it's really not a bad balance sheet. If we look also the annual balance sheet over the last 5 years, also everything going slightly up, a little bit up. Cash flow. Oh my god, what happened in 2020, 2019? Negative cash flow. That's weird. But guys, so what is Square Enix? So therefore, yeah, I wanted to actually check out and show you my friends here some Square Enix games. But yeah, what is maybe interesting to see, what are the top selling games right now. When we look at the top 100 selling games, and we can see now, check if there's a Square Enix game there. So if there's, for example, Square Enix games, then you would say, look at this, they are still having really good selling games. But if you look on Steam, so Square Enix is also a bit more like for games on the consoles. But here I don't see any Square Enix game. I think here on the top list on Steam, I don't see any Square Enix game. So when is the first Square Enix game coming? Is it Forsaken? It should be here, Final Fantasy 14. So 37, you see. Tomb Raider also still Square Enix, or now was Square Enix when this game came out, but was before it wasn't Square Enix. So you see, not so many Square Enix games here now, so that's already interesting. And if I'm now clicking on Final Fantasy 14, so follows 118,000 followers and 39,000 people online. So this is obviously one of their major titles that a lot of people play, so that's we have to admit this. And on the other hand, Square Enix here, they have some Forspoken just came out, also some upcoming games. So they have a huge back catalog. So I really have to admit this. So the back catalog of Square Enix is impressive, and they still selling Final Fantasy 6 or 5 remakes for like a lot of money, especially for Nintendo consoles. So this is definitely a cash machine in this sense, that they have this amazing, incredible back catalog over all those years. So they really invested a lot of money all over the years in their games. But those are the games here on PC. Of course, there are more games than also on console, so always keep this in mind. Here, Square Enix sales are down according to Company Finance, if you just read this title. But we're not just reading titles, so we are a little bit more sophisticated here, guys. I hope so. Square Enix here is the big investor relations page with the news, my friends. So a lot of interesting news, and we get here some news articles from short to shorter, and then we have the financial briefing. So I would say let's have a little look at this little communique. So that's maybe interesting. So we see that the net sales are 6.6% down. So with regard to the fiscal year before, operating income also 17.6% down. Ordinary income 6.7%. Profit attributable to owners of parent. Attributable to owners of parent is 16.4% up. I think this is related to the fact that they were selling those company parts or studios to Embrace. EPS, earnings per share, 387 yen with regard to 333 yen. So this is then all up. So in the high definition gaming sector, this is what they call the games that are like for PC consoles, which are not mobile games. Here they say the 9-month period ended December 31 saw the release of such titles as Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So we were just talking about this Crisis Core. Where is it here? This is this game. Final Fantasy Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So this game, for example, came out. But here you see now only 509 people are online, but very positively rated. So that's already good. 38,000 people are following this title. So let's go back. So Dragon Roller, Crisis Core, Dragon Quest Treasures and Dragon Quest X. However, because new titles generated fewer earnings than in previous year, which had seen the launch of Outriders, Nier Replicant and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the subsegment net sales declined versus the same period of the previous fiscal year. Net sales declined versus the same period of the previous fiscal year also in the MMO game subsegment, as no expansion pack was launched for Final Fantasy IV. So in the high definition gaming segment, the sales were going down, and in the MMO segment, so games for smart devices, PC browser subsegment, saw a decline in net sales versus the same period on the previous fiscal year as well. So in the publication sector, sales of both digital and print media were solid in the 9-month period, they say, but the paper was a little bit expensive. And then in the merchandising segment, the 9-month period also saw brisk sale of products, including new character merchandise based on major intellectual properties. So this is the very short version. Then we have the consolidated financial results version. So I know this is for one or another, this might be interesting to delve a little bit more deeper in the numbers. So consolidated financial results. So here we see the net sales. Then you compare them. So 21 is here on the left side, and then 22, and then we see actually 6.6% decline. So they don't put the minus there. That's kind of weird that they don't put the minus there. And then operating income is well down. Ordinary income, profit attributable to owners of parent. So we had this already. Earnings per share, dividends. They're paying some dividends. So here we have some information. If we go down here, you can read. I put you links of those analyses of those press releases in the description, of course, in this video. So analysis of the consolidated results. So that's a very good comprehensive conclusion here. So Square Enix continuing determined efforts to strengthen the competitiveness and profitability of its business segments of digital entertainment, amusement, publications and merchandising. Those are there for subsegments. Net sales for the 9-month period ended totaled decreased 6.6%. Operating income 17.6% income decrease. And in foreign exchange rates, the weakness of the Japanese yen compared to rates as of the end of the prior fiscal year resulted in booking of a foreign exchange gain amounting to a lot of millions of yen, which attributed to ordinary income of 15.8805 million yen, a decrease of 6.7% from the same period of the fiscal year. So but dollar was high, yen was weaker. They are selling games in North America. They get dollars for their games, and then they are calculating this in their weaker yen. So they have in the end more yen than because the dollar was stronger. So always keep this in mind if you buy companies then, for example, in Japan or in Europe. Digital entertainment, so we had this already, amusement, publication, so this is all I said already before, and here you get much more details. All right, so then I would say, guys, we come to the briefing. So if you're still here with me, please give me a comment and a like and a subscription maybe to my channel. So you see I have a lot of other videos like 3 great gaming company stocks, so why is Ubisoft so delusional, etc. So please check this out, my friends. So financial results, here's the briefing session. Here's the great briefing session. So we were talking already here about the numbers, so I'm not going again into the numbers. Again, you can see nice detailed information about the different segments. Also, numbers are already covered here. Then we have the balance sheet. So, and then we have different, net sales, operating income down year on year. However, net income up on gains on forex sales and shares in affiliated companies. So that's what they say. That's what they say here. So here also again, HD game sales did not reach the level of previous year despite the release of multiple new titles. MMO previous year saw launch of expansion pack, which they didn't have this year, and games for smart device, PC browser, new titles were unable to offset weak performance from existing title. And then digital entertainment, here are all the games, major new titles in the what is this? Does this now mean in the third fiscal? In the fiscal year, I think it's meant in the fiscal year. So Outriders World Slayer came out. I don't know if this game was so popular, actually came out in 2022. I played it a bit, but I think it was not such a hit actually on Steam. Power Wash, I think, was very popular. Life, Dragon Quest, Valkyrie, Elysium, Star Ocean, Forspoken came out. Yeah, Forspoken also has an issue, so we can here go now and check out Forspoken. See where Forspoken is right now. The Square Enix games, really the problem with Square Enix game is sometimes they releasing games that are just not the quality that people expect. So online now only 3,000 people in Forspoken, and it has mixed reviews. So I don't know, that's very tricky, and the game is 80 euros, guys. This game is 80 euros. So Square Enix is also a master in really releasing games for extremely high prices. So the community is it's not very happy with this. So those are the MMO games, digital entertainment. Here games for smart device and processor. So if you maybe wanted to know if one of your favorite RPG games are also existing for mobile games, then check out this page actually, because it's a nice list. And here we see some more data, a lot of data merchandise. So how that's their Final Fantasy and their Nier merchandise. So good presentation. So also check it out. So, but you can get the numbers here a bit more consolidated. You can get them in a big presentation. So I would say in conclusion, my friends. So Square Enix also has issues. Let's put it like this. So Square Enix also has issues at the moment. So, and they were selling like the Tomb Raider franchise together with Eidos Montreal and other companies to Embracer. Was this a good idea to in the end to sell the western part of their company and concentrate much more on RPGs? On the other hand, their JRPGs are extremely successful, and they continue producing so many of those games, and this becomes a huge back catalog, so they continuously profit from those games. So we have always to keep this in mind. So a company like Square Enix that's so big also nowadays, they are really having a constant income stream, and also they are good in mobile. So I'll enjoy this that they have their I enjoy this. I don't enjoy it, but I like that they have their big games also on mobile. Of course, then in a mobile-friendly version where they can make some cash. They're even paying a dividend, and it's not a young company. I mean, it's an old company. So I would say it's not really a stock from the point of view. I'm looking now also at the chart. So I don't really have the impression it's a stock that goes up a lot in the future. So it might be an interesting stock to just invest if you want to have a dividend play in a Japanese company. But why would you really want to have a dividend from a Japanese company? So the taxes are too high, so that's also not very interesting to have it as a dividend play. So on the other hand, if you have time, so maybe over the next 5 years we will see the stock also going up again a little bit. But Square Enix is not a small growth gaming company anymore, so therefore I probably haven't invested myself yet. So I think it's already much more a mature gaming company, and of course it's not so interesting to invest in directly in the Japanese stock market. Also Yeah, also I'm really not expert in how the yen is developing, so therefore I would also be a bit reluctant here to invest now in one company only because I like the games or like the company in general. PE ratios is therefore also very low. So for me personally at this point, so I would say guys, look at this. Let's go back here to this chart. So if now Square Enix would really fall here in the yellow part of the Fibonacci retracement, would fall now 50%. For what reason? I don't know. What would be the reason? Maybe it just falls to previous Corona levels. Then I would think about some okay, from a mere risk reward perspective, could be an interesting investment for me, but I would only buy very small shares, parts of I would only buy a small part of my portfolio would be then invest in Square Enix. I wouldn't go all in, of course not. I'm never doing this with any of those stocks I'm buying. So, but at this level here, it seems that it might just go sideways. It goes a little bit up, a little bit down. So, but that's from a mere technical point of view, no, it's not so interesting. So for this, I really want to see the stock coming back, and maybe yeah, to previous Corona times. So the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement would be interesting. Alright guys, with that I'm leaving it here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, also check out my other videos. So I'm a niche channel, I'm growing slowly. I make my videos a little bit longer at the moment, so I have no interest in having super fast quick videos that are amazingly edited. No, it's not my style, so I try to give you direct information about stocks that I like, and I'm talking about those stocks, and also always have some new stocks to talk about, like Rovio, Krafton, Team 17, Logitech. So you see, I'm not only talking about Ubisoft or CD Projekt, also other interesting gaming stocks. So please leave me a comment, a like, or maybe even a subscription. See you next time. Bye bye.